Stand by 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and open.
It seems like this country is more divided than ever.
Okay, can you both take a full step to your left?
As racist rhetoric comes out of the shadows.
Yeah. Thank you.
By a foreign tribe called the Jews.
But it's one of the most diverse cities in the country. How can Houston lead the way to a brighter future?
Houston's one of the biggest
Stand by.
mosaics of racial diversity in the country.
So I think Houston's going to set an example for the rest of the country and let them know that this is how we do it.
Standing together, we are tackling race relations in Houston.
And cue.
Thank you for joining us tonight for what is sure to be a difficult but necessary conversation about race. Hello, I'm Lynn Cannon.
And I'm Mia Gradney. We want to welcome everyone watching, not just on air, but also our live stream on the
We'll go to a panel and then we'll go to Eric.
Page and YouTube.
Yeah, we have a prominent
Panel is hot.
for you tonight to help in our discussion.
Stand by
including
Eric.
City leaders, community
Eric, you're
activists,
hot.
and law enforcement.
And we have an audience here with us to help weigh in.
You can
Rick
move.
Munarai is
Awesome.
also out
Stand by
in our
Stu
newsroom.
5.
She
Stu 5 is hot.
We'll be talking with what we call the next generation, young folks listening in. So join the conversation. We want you to use the hashtag.
Stand by 8.
Stands for
8
Houston.
is up.
And now for what people in Houston
Stand by
are
sound.
saying about those startling images we saw in Virginia.
Sound.
It's really scary, actually.
Okay.
Living in this country and seeing how bad it is right now.
8
It's
spins.
Really scary. Feels like there's been a lot of tension for a while now. Something like that was bound to happen. It's not shocking. There's always been hatred.
I think it's a small group that needs to be singled out. What's going on with these people? Why are they still hating like this? You know,
We've kind of increased the, I guess, the temperature of the country racially to a point where we're at a boiling point.
And cue.
All right, so let's get started. First, the question, how did we get here? Here we are in 2017.
Don't worry about Lynn.
Carrying torches, waving Nazi flags, chanting, Jews will not replace us. To help us understand it more is Bishop James Dixon with the Community of Faith Church, Professor Stephen
Stand by.
Kleinberg
All right, go to-
here with the Kinder Institute for Urban Research.
Go ahead and give me
at Rice
Kleinberg.
University. And far to the left, Dr. Matthew Clavin, an expert on history of race and slavery in America at the University of Houston. Professor Kleinberg, I'll start with you. We've heard
Stand by, Derek.
whites say they feel disenfranchised in the last few years.
Hold what you got.
What does that mean? Why do they feel
Derek,
that
you're
way?
hot.
Well, we are in the midst of a
Boost it.
fundamental transformation, right? An epic transition from a nation that was an amalgam of European nationalities into becoming a microcosm of the world. This is the first nation in the history of the world that can say, we are a free people and we come from everywhere.
Stand
It's a
by.
remarkable change, but not surprising that people are seeing these changes and saying, wait a minute.
Eric, you're hot.
So what is it about the
Stand by
changes
7,
that
7's
make
hot.
some people feel like they're being left out?
That's exactly right. I mean, it's this combination
Somebody-
of both
Felton.
a new economy that requires much
Felton,
more
you're hot.
education than ever before, and this demographic shift. And so it's not
Thank you.
a change of this magnitude in this new world.
Stand by
there's
6.
something of conflict and concern.
6 is
And
up.
You can see it across the board. You can see it in Houston. Older Anglos.
Stand by B-roll, B-roll rolls.
Changes and younger Anglos who can tend to take this for better. So it's a part of living at a time of remarkable change.
And so is it part of it, Professor, some fear because suddenly there is more diversity. There are more people who don't look like me than ever before.
Exactly. We are, and this sense that others are making it and I'm not. And the group in America that is suffering the most, that the one demographic in this country whose life expectancy has gone down, who are dying from what economists call the diseases of despair, are white men with high school educations or less, age 50 and older, in rural areas. And that's a
Coming
big
back to
part.
7.
So one of the big
7's hot.
controversies we've been talking about is the issue of these Confederate monuments. Professor Clavin, there are people who say,
Okay.
look, you get
Give
rid
it
of
Clavin.
Confederate statues, you get rid of my heritage. Is that a legitimate argument?
I would say no.
Boost.
I've said this before. You can take down a statue.
All right, you can bring it down. I can ride it. Bring it down. He's
move it to a
overmodulated.
community center.
I got it here.
You can move it to someone's private property. But these monuments are really memorials to white supremacy and racial hatred.
Eric, give me a wider shot if you can, dude.
Kleinberg said that although it's very rarely discussed,
my seven's
there's
up.
it's
Coming to you, Eric.
had been a minority movement of people.
Give me a
from
sweep.
colorblind
Go left to right
society.
sweep.
And in the 19th century, before
Search
the
and
Civil
move.
War, they were abolitionists.
You're hot.
They were black, they were white, they were rich, they were poor, they were in a minority, but they dreamed of an America like we have in the 21st century.
seven's up.
African-American president, African Americans making money, large groups of immigrants from other countries.
my Derek.
In many places
Felton.
not being
Felton, you're hot.
discriminated against. And that dream has become very much reality in places like Houston, Texas, and California. And for some people, this is a threat to their way of
See my
life.
seven's
And those
up.
memorials oftentimes are a way to harken back to the quote-unquote good old days.
Yeah, if you need to set up
when it wasn't
for
a
Mia, that's
colorblind
fine.
society, when European Americans had a distinct
by
advantage
Felton.
in the workplace,
Felton, you're hot.
at school, on the public streets, and oftentimes those
Coming to you,
monuments
Eric.
are exploited, they're
You're hot.
appropriated to serve modern-day political agendas.
Okay, so
See my
Mr.
seven's
Dixon,
up.
Our president, he tweeted, "You can't
See
change
my 8.
history, but you can certainly learn from it." He said, "You take down the monuments, you destroy culture and history." And what do you say to that?
Well, I think that is
Eight is
certainly an inept statement, and it reveals a level of insensitivity, if not something deeper. But I would suggest that what we're dealing with here is a fear of a loss of dominance and the ability to control outcomes.
Some people would say, look, they would say, Bishop,
See my
my
seven's up.
ancestors fought, whether you like the reason or not, in the for the Confederates in the Civil War. And so why should
Derek,
we
give me Len,
honor
Derek.
them or not in some way?
Whose turn there?
That's going to be the argument.
Let's remember
Yeah,
that
that'll be
these
good when I've got
individuals
Bishop.
that
See
speak
about
of fought to maintain the most inhumane version of
8 is up.
human enslavement ever known in the world. And if we're going to be a country that respects the relevance and the value
Stand by.
of people,
Eric, you're good.
remember,
You're
those individuals fought to make sure my ancestors
Stand by 7's up.
continued working on plantations for free.
I'm going to get a reaction shot. Stand by
Maintain
Derek.
a system that raped
Felton,
our
you're
women,
hot.
produced children
Stand by
out of wedlock,
7's
and
up.
dispersed our men across the land, took away our culture.
Okay,
so the conversation has to be bigger than what this meant to you because your ancestors fought in a war. Remember that war was about whether we're going to continue in America that enslaves
See my 8's
the
up.
means and treats them like they're less than a man. That's what this is about.
The president's
Stand by 7's up. Stand by
Steve Bannon
Felton.
calls the
Felton,
whole
you're hot.
statue argument, quote, race, identity,
Stand by.
politics.
Stand by 6. 6 is hot.
Well, I would suggest that
It's just politics.
well,
Stand by 8.
That is certainly again a
8's hot.
very inept statement, and I would call it something different in other places. But I think
Stand by.
we need to understand that.
Yeah, set up for Mia. Set up for Mia.
individuals
Stand by 7.
Who are seeking not
7's hot.
equality, not but dominance, superiority. When we deal with white.
Hey, can you
supremacy, when we deal
bring
with
down the
white
Bishop a little bit?
nationalists, these are
I'll
individuals
boost it in here.
who
He's overmodulating
view
now.
America that suggests that they should maintain control.
Much better. Thank you.
That they've had, and they had that control.
Stand by 8.
When there was a system that enslaved people who
Eight's
are
up.
of darker hue.
Okay, so we're talking
by 7.
about
7's up.
Come back.
how we got here. So, gentlemen, thank
Stand by
you. for that,
Len.
But I'm sure the audience
Stand by
has thoughts
7.
about the
Stand by
state of race relations in
Mia.
this country.
Stand
Mia,
by
what are people saying to you?
Mia's up.
You know they have input here, Len. I'm joined by Dr. Wood.
All right, Len's mic is clear right now.
From Charlottesville. He marched with Dr. King. Want to hear from
I'm keeping you hot.
You have some thoughts as to
Panel
how did
stays
we
hot.
get here?
Yes. First of all, Martin Luther King gave his life to eliminate the root causes of poverty in America. We must not forget that a lot of the people who voted for Trump voted for Obama. So we've got to be a little more clinical than we are here. Racism,
I can't get a shot on 6 there.
is a proxy war against the poor, all the poor.
Derek, can you get
So
this
we have to
man?
be
Can you
so
get a shot of this guy
clinical that we
talking?
can solve this thing.
Derek Felton?
America has the resources to do this, and we just need a new paradigm.
Or give me a wide shot of the audience for reaction.
In 8 months, it'll be fully.
No, because I don't have it on this switcher.
since he left.
Stand by audience.
He said, if I have to die, I want to die among poor
Audience is
people.
hot.
I want to die for
Come
poor
back to you.
people. We've had President
You're
almost
hot.
no one since Lyndon Johnson's been willing to champion the cause of the poor. If you're going to fix society, you cannot fix it from the middle class.
Give me
You gotta
him,
fix it
Derek
with the-
Felton.
for
Give
the
me him.
people furthest down.
That's a great
If
shot.
you don't do that, you'll further.
That's a great shot. Hold it.
bifurcate the society. Someone has done a wonderful job on helping us understand.
Widen out,
being
Eric.
poor.
Widen out, Eric.
There's a percentile
Hold it.
of the population,
Coming back.
the upper middle class, who have shaped the public policy so that they
Going back to the tight. You can tighten up a little bit. We're getting the back of that camera.
and the poverty deepens down below.
So-
We can fix that. And Houston is a great city for that, I think, because of its diversity, its
Coming back to the
resources,
two shots
and
up. Okay.
especially its people.
You can give me audience reaction.
I'm just excited. Been here
Give me
12
audience.
years, retired
Felton?
here. I thought I was retiring, but I guess I wasn't retired.
And here you
I
are.
was retired.
Here you are. But how can you remain silent at this time? I'm sure you feel moved to speak again, to act again.
Well, it's more, I think that we help.
It's in my six.
the
Going to six.
forces
Six
of
is up.
reaction when we run out and do the counter marches. We make an
Coming back
event
to Eric.
of
Eric's up.
something that would simply die and go away.
Panel.
Mary McLeod Bethune, the great Mary McLeod Bethune, when she established her college down in Daytona Beach, she knew the Klan was going to march on that, right? So she got the whole.
Give me the other bank,
turn all the lights out,
Felton, can you swing around and give me the other
Klan
bank?
marches up into the middle of Daytona Beach. And as
There you
soon
go,
as the
perfect.
Klan is in the
Stand
middle
by.
of the community, she has
You're hot.
everybody flip the lights on.
Coming
And then
back.
they are
He's up.
exposed and they run. I think we've got to be much smarter than we are. And especially our people on the bottom need us to do that. And I'm so happy to be in the state of Lyndon Johnson, the last
That's great.
president who would talk openly and passionately about eliminating poverty and the root causes of poverty.
Eliminating poverty
Okay,
for
you're-
all. Thank you so much.
You can swing
Dr.
back
Wood,
around
for
if you
your
want, Derek.
commentary. Len, back to you.
Seven's up.
Much for the input. I know we hear some of this information and we sort of think this is all ancient history.
Handheld's clear.
However, I think a lot of us were stunned to see so many young people carrying those torches in Charlottesville last weekend.
Stand by, Reka.
Reka Mudaraj is in our newsroom. She's talking
Going
with some
to
young adults.
boxes.
What do they have to say, Reka?
Well, Len, I'm with a dynamic group of young adults, millennials, who have very strong opinions about
All right,
all of
she's
this.
solo.
They all were talking a lot about how social media has played a role in these rallies, in these protests, and garnering support for both sides.
Do we have
Right now,
a
I'm
Reka
joined by
Super?
Steven Zorosco. So you had an opinion about social media. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, when it comes to social media, we have to understand that's the revolutionary tool of this generation. Like, we get to communicate like instantaneously, so we can start our own businesses. But what happens is a lot of people start their own hate groups, and if they go unchecked, if they don't check white supremacy the way they check so-called Islamic terrorism, then you're gonna have it spread like it is right now today.
Absolutely. And another thing that you heard them talking about in their panel just now is talking about how a lot of the white nationalists who were marching, who were out there with those torches, were young
Okay,
adults.
Eric,
They
give me
were
a sweeping
your age,
shot
and they were out
of.
there doing the
Can
same
you give me a
thing.
wide
Does
sweeping
anyone
shot
have
of
a
the
specific
audience in the
response
studio?
feeling
I
about
can cut to
seeing
them
people so
for
young
some
doing
reactions
that?
as they're talking.
This kind of racism, this kind of bigotry in the youth
Hang on.
stems absolutely from the lack of education, which
Go
leads
past
to
the officers.
lack of
Their heads are down.
opportunity.
The other guys
United
are
States
watching. There we go.
economy is changing,
Stand by
the world
14.
is changing.
Stand by.
And
Eric, you're hot.
We have failed these people at some level that we did not afford them.
Awesome. Going
the
back to Stu
education
Five. Stu
that would
5's
allow
up.
them to flourish in the 21st century, in the internet age. And now
Stand
they're
by,
using
Derek.
the internet for such
Widen out, Derek,
vile,
if you can a little bit.
violent, poisonous
So we know where we are.
movements.
Okay, hold it.
We have to change that, and we have to start with education.
Anand Joshi, thank you so much for that. Of course, Len, we're going to send it back to you. You'll be hearing from us.
All right, send my boxes
throughout
on 7.
this, rally. Go ahead.
Boxes.
As they say, goes Bishop out of the mouth.
All right,
of babes.
Ronan, set up for
They're
bump.
relative babes related to us.
Okay.
We are just getting started tonight.
None of us are in the young group.
All right.
Yeah, I know. We're just getting started tonight with
Music
the
call?
race relations. I often hear people say slavery long gone, racism thing
Okay.
of the past. It doesn't happen anymore. Coming up, we're talking about some of the everyday racism that people face.
Bumping out. Mics are clear. And we've got BO. BO rolls. And fading.